pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think that was the funniest thing that happened all day. I had no realization that that's a little.
So that's yeah, it's a bit of a letdown. Anticlimactic is the word.
Yes. Anyhow, Beck, do we have any new appointments to the
As a
commission?
matter of fact, we do. We have two that have been presented. I've reviewed both of them, and both of them are in compliance with our statutory membership requirements. The town of Couts comes forward. John Schoen, who is over here and with us this morning, is the appointed representative from the town of Couts. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Thanks.
And a familiar face, the mayor of Gary, Mayor Melton, is reappearing as a member of this commission, pursuant to appointing himself, and it is in proper order. So both designees are, as of now, members of the commission.
Excellent. We could proceed with the roll call.
Yes. This being an executive board meeting, I will start with the executive board members and continue on with the commissioners. Austin Bonta, City of Portage.
Here.
Kevin Brightsky, Porter County Surveyor.
Here.
Denise Ebert, Town of Wanata.
Here.
Bill Emerson, Lake County Surveyor. Wendy Miss, Town of Munster. Robert Ordway, my apologies, Governor appointee.
Here.
Courtney Partoon, City of LaPorte. Here. David Phelps, Town of Beverly Shores.
Present.
Lisa Rosenkrantz, Town of La Crosse.
Present.
Tom Schmidt, Town of Cherville.
Here.
Jim Tunn, Town of Chesterton.
Present.
We do have a quorum of 9 for the executive board. Kyle Allen, Lake County Commissioner. Dwayne Arndt, Town of Kingsford Heights. Jenny Byer, Town of Schneider. Thomas Black, Town of Highland. Jim Burge, Town of Porter. Robert Carnahan, Town of Cedar Lake.
Here.
Bill Carroll, City of Lake Station. And we do have Bill Anderson, so now we have 10. And good morning. Tim Clayton, Town of Winfield. John Costas, City of Valparaiso. Dinah Dubas, Town of Michiana Shores. Jimmy Gibson, Town of New Chicago. Connie Grammarosa, LaPorte County Commissioner. Keisha Hardaway, Town of Maryville. Bonnie Hawksworth, Town of Dune Acres. Christian Hendren, Porter Township Trustee. Vanessa Hernandez Orange, City of East Chicago. Josh Huddleston, City of Hobart. Lori Hunt, Town of Westville. Justin Keel, LaPorte County Council. Scott Keenan, Town of Ogden Dunes. Peter Land, City of Crown Point. Colleen Lane, Town of Long Beach. John Matwishin, LaPorte County Surveyor.
Present.
Tom McDermott, City of Hammond. Jack McGraw, Town of Burns Harbor. Eddie Melton, City of Gary.
Present.
Edward Morales, Porter County Commissioner. Angie Nelson Deitch, City of Michigan City. Randall Niemeyer, Lake County Council. Linda Pompey, Town of Potawatomi Park. Rick Ripa, Town of Griffith. Warren Schott, Town of Trail Creek. John Schoen, Town of Couts.
Here.
Steve Spebar, City of Whiting. Gerald Sweats, Town of St. John. Mary Tanis, Town of Dyer.
Here.
George Topple, Union Township.
Present.
Andy Vasquez, Porter County Council. We have a total of 15 in attendance.
Thank you so much, George. If you had gotten here like just 1 minute later, you would have walked in just as she was saying your name. That was pretty
Timing
perfect.
is everything.
Oh man, love it.
We didn't have anybody sign up for public comments, so there is no one to recognize on that matter. So we can proceed to the approval of the minutes for August 21st, 2025. It was our full commission meeting. The action requested is approval.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. We call, or we can do that as a group, right? Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're good. Gets us to leadership committee. Wendy's not here. Would you mind taking that?
Not at all. So we have two items that came forward from leadership recommended for approval. The first one is the contract for Dry Clean Indiana. I don't know if Kathy and Carly want to say anything about the contract. I think it's basically the same as previous.
Just say that the contract is a vehicle for sharing this funding with a subrecipient of grantee, Dry Clean Indiana, which allows them to do a lot of technical support for all of you related to fuel, electric vehicle. And today they brought a ride and drive just to us. So if you have a few minutes after the meeting, there will be
15,
yeah, associated with this agreement. There'll be 15 different electric vehicles if you want to give them a shot. So that's there. I just gave a commercial instead of.
That's perfect. So unless there's questions about the
and that is for $438,000, correct?
That's the federal amount.
Yeah, it's an 80-20 match?
Yes, and they provide the match.
right, if you want to ask for that.
Sure. So requested action is approval. Is there any further discussion or a motion?
I do. Move. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes.
Great, thank you so much. And the second one is the, which is, I think we hear from, I can probably speak on the Marquette Greenway contracts. This is in your packet.
You don't want to do
It's
it?
voluminous.
All right.
Oh yes, we recognize Mitch. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mayor. Page 56 is where I want to orientate you on your packet, just so you can understand where I'm coming from here. It's a big contract that takes up most of your agenda. Primarily, it's for engineering services in the city of Gary for the Marquette Greenway, West Gary phase, from Pine Avenue to Bridge Street. We had a contract with Lockmuller earlier this summer for a smaller study on a route analysis, and now we are coming back for the full engineering services for the project. Now, the problem is we don't have all the money to pay them. Actually, you want to go to page 55, my mistake. We don't have all the money to compensate Lockmuller for their engineering services. We have received over $1.2 million thus far to pay for their services, but we're still short about $1.5 million. This contract had to be crafted in a way to make sure that we weren't on the hook for the entire amount of money. We're still hoping to top this amount off and to finish the engineering over the next couple of years. And of course, at that point, we'll be looking for the actual construction dollars for this segment. Just so you know, it happens to be the most expensive segment of the trail to date. It's nearly $17 million estimated. So the contract is broken up into 2A and 2B. And if you then take a look at page 56, you will see those columns that are highlighted here and the services that are outlined. With this approval, we are approving the contract, but there is within that clause on page 55 a statement stating we will require a written notice from the engineering firm before they commence with 2B. So we are safeguarding ourselves with that money that we have in the bank right now. And there were some contingencies that were granted along with it. One has been satisfied with the review of Attorney Hollenbeck, and we're still awaiting signatures from the FHWA, which right now is going through the round robin process of getting done, as well as a separate PO cut for a Congressman Ravan earmark to also help out with the local match. So hopefully I made some sense of this, but that is where we're at today. Thank you.
And you're also waiting for money from the state.
Well, that's the earmark I had talked
Yeah.
about. We're waiting for them to cut a PO for us, yes.
So it looks like the requested action would be approval, but pending legal review and approval of amendment number 2 from FHWA.
Yes, sir.
Legal review is completed, so it's just the approval of amendment, number 2 would be the recommended contingency.
And the
And the
P,
And,
the PO cut from NDOT.
yeah.
Yeah.
So moved according to the comments just made.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So that passed.
Thank you.
Transportation, we have Adam here today. How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
Oh, did I skip something?
Kevin might have a report.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin, my bad. I'll jump straight to NDOT.
I'm sorry, I do have a report.
Oh, I was trying to get you out of it.
Don't apologize.
The Transportation Committee met on Tuesday, September 9th. There were 3 informational items presented to the committee. The first presentation was an update from Kathy Luther on the Bi-State Comprehensive Climate Action Plan Transportation Working Group. This is an EPA grant-funded project that is being completed in partnership with Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus and Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning. The plan includes the creation of a greenhouse gas inventory, setting reduction targets, identifying strategies to reduce emissions, and then analyzing how strategies impact communities. Transportation accounts for 26% of all greenhouse gas emissions. So a number of strategies have been proposed that directly address transportation, including reducing vehicle miles traveled and electrifying passenger and fleet vehicles. A draft of the plan is expected to be completed in December of this year. Next, Mitch Barloga presented on NERC's trail counting program. NERC has 20 traffic trail counters deployed in Lake and Porter County and 30 echo counters installed throughout Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties. Federal funds for the purchase of the counters was provided by NERC, with local governments providing the 20% match. Now, my understanding is they're about $3,000 a piece. 20% would be $600. I don't think they would object if you could find a not-for-profit or somebody that can legitimately make the match, but that's something for other entities as well as for local governments to keep in mind. The counters track trail usage in order to understand usage patterns, monitor trail conditions, and quantify the return on investment. NERC will continue to purchase and deploy counters as funds are available. If any commissioners are interested in the program, they can contact Mitch Barloga. Charles Bradsky presented an update on NERC's road safety audit program. The second round of the road safety audits commenced in July of 2025. Solicitation for high crash locations, particularly. NERC will fund at least 80% of the project cost through a Highway Safety Improvement Program, that's HSIP. The local public agencies, or LPAs, will be responsible for up to 20% of the project cost. NERC's contract with Corodino LLC has funding to cover approximately 9 road safety audits, depending on the complexity of the locations. NERC received 15 applications and will select the locations and contact the LPAs in coming weeks. This is a good program and a good deal, so folks, keep your eye on this because we're bound to get funded, have another round of funding in the future. Finally, staff informed the committee of an upcoming Road to Zero workshop, which will take place on September 26th. Hosted at Indiana University Northwest, this full-day interactive training hosted by Alpha Design of Indianapolis will equip leaders, advocates, and professionals with tools to advance traffic safety efforts across Indiana. Registration is free but required. Please contact the staff
if you're interested in attending. The next meeting of Transportation Committee will take place Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 at 10 a.m. in this room. Thank you.
And that brings us to Ed.
Morning. So a few quick things for you today. One, if everybody wasn't aware, there will be a community crossings call coming up that starts on October 1st, Wednesday, October 1st. And we'll close at 5 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Central on Halloween, Friday, October 31st. So a little bit of delay there while we were kind of working through the new legislative stuff that came along with community crossing, but there will be a call this year, so October 1st, so be ready for that. That said, there's obviously a lot of construction still going on, but we have to set our focus on winter. Winter is coming, whether we like that or want to admit it or not. It's right around the corner, so we're gearing up truck inspections, trying to get our fleet ready, see where we're at as winter comes up, how many trucks we're gonna need to get up and running before winter comes. Obviously, once we get into November, it's kind of any time can happen, so gearing up for that. And then just kind of locally here, we have a pretty big project here at the interchange with 94 and Ripley Street, 51. Over there, so apologies to folks on Lake Station. I'm sure it's been pretty impactful over there. Reconfiguring that interchange, going to make it a little, operate a little smoother, a little safer, but it's a big project, so keep an eye on NDOT socials for changes to manage the traffic as it relates to that project as we move through that, but I look forward to getting to the finish line on that. That's about all I got. I'm only happy to entertain questions or comments on any topic.
I asked you last month about the turn lane on US 41 going from 109th down to 135th. You said you'd get back, but I never heard anything about
Oh, I
that.
thought, did I chat with you afterward?
No,
Oh, yeah, I found, I'm gonna have to look it back up now because I thought we had talked about. I'll grab you after the meeting. Keep me honest on that.
all right.
But I'll look it up.
David Phelps, Beverly Shores. Do we have any start date for the Route 12 work, Michigan City through Mount Baldy and through the curve?
I'll have to check on that. I don't have it off the top of my head, but while we're sitting here finishing the meeting, I'll see if I can find something and I'll get with you.
Thank you very much. That gets us to economy in place. George?
Yes, at our last meeting, we discussed what happened relative to the Hoosier Homes program. And staff, the Economic Development District continues to promote the EDA's disaster supplemental grant opportunity now available to eligible Lake County applicants. If the community has interest in discussing a project that will improve their economic condition, this is Lake County, will improve their economic conditions, they are encouraged to contact Henry Kane. In addition, conversations are ongoing to advance the work associated with the aspirational and traditional clusters identified in the updated CEDS, CEDS. At the upcoming October 8th meeting, a recommendation will be considered for the participation in the Hoosier Home Buyers Assistance Program sponsored and administered by the Fort Wayne Housing Authority. This program would provide competitive HUD, Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac eligible mortgage loans and down payment and closing cost assistance toward the purchase of existing and newly constructed homes for the benefit of qualified home buyers in the 3 counties in the Mercy area. That concludes the report.
Thank you so much. That'll get us to environment. Bill?
Good morning, everyone. The Environment Committee has not met since our last meeting, the full commission meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for November 6th at 10 a.m. in this room. And we invited today Carl Lisek to speak on the Clean Indiana update. And thank you for bringing the EVs today. That's great. I know we have all 3 surveyors at the meeting today, so I was thinking we'd have a surveyor's race.
Excellent. Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Carl Lisek. Represent the U.S. Department of Energy Clean Cities and Communities project. So we are the designated clean cities and communities for the state of Indiana. We've been blessed to be able to work. We started in Northwest Indiana, just to give you a little overview. Started out at South Shore Clean Cities, as many of you remember, almost 26 years ago. Not that I'm that old, I wasn't involved, but moving forward. So we changed our name as we became the statewide coalition about 3 years ago, hence the name Drive Clean Indiana. So we are represented under the Vehicle Technology Office from the Department of Energy. So we promote all alternative fuels, so we're fuel neutral. So working with our communities here in Northwest Indiana, our goal is to implement your fuel choice. And so our opportunities really that we bring to the table, working with all of you, is to investigate opportunities for clean transportation here in Northwest Indiana. So that's anything from the hydrogen. We're looking at nuclear opportunities, and obviously with our state leadership. We're looking at natural gas, renewable natural gas, and then all the alternatives, biofuels to electric. So again, anything to do with cleaner fuels. If you're interested in any type of transportation-related initiatives with your community, we want to be part of that. And if we haven't reached out to you, please, that's one of the things we want to do, is we want to make sure that we've got everybody on the list, and then that there's equal opportunity for everyone. So last year, 2024, was a great year for Drive Clean Indiana. Over $75 million worth of grants came to Indiana. And again, Indiana is not known for our leadership in alternative fuels, right? And green transportation, but we are. And I would just tell you that Northwest Indiana is one of those leaderships. So approximately about 3 weeks ago, the state, we worked with the state, hence the branding. Let me just tell you what the branding is. So Go EV Indiana, if you remember the Volkswagen settlement several years ago, the state had assigned item, and Governor Holcomb had assigned item to be the project manager for that funding. So the state got $42 million. And out of that, about $6 million was attributed to electric charging stations. And so part of that was the utilities, all of the major utilities in the state. There's 8 utilities, the 8 major utilities. And they were awarded for disbursement of 61 fast charging stations, okay? So one of those stations is actually located right now at the convention center. If you've been by there, that's the brand Go EV Indiana. So the state hired Drive Clean Indiana to help the utilities promote electric, working with INDOT, working with IDEM, working with all of our state agencies to have a concise message about electric and all the funding that was available for electric charging stations. So we were just trying to coordinate that through the Go EV Indiana brand, helping to coordinate bringing funding to our entire state. Okay, so those opportunities still exist. Okay, so about 3 weeks ago, we announced through the Go EV Indiana program, 18 DC fast chargers located along corridors. And again, 94 here, 65, Route 30, Route 41. And so there was 18 DC fast chargers, and there was also 18 level 2 charging stations that were awarded through the state. So we are working with INDOT, the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Plan. So again, we see that as another opportunity. Once all the corridors in our state are built out with electric, the opportunities will then come back to our communities to be able to potentially install additional charging infrastructure. To me, that is where we want to start working with all of our communities to make them aware of that. The other thing I just want to let you know is today is National Drive Electric Week. Okay, so what is that? National Drive Electric Week started in 2014. We started working with NERC probably around 2016. This is about our 9th or 10th event that we've done, just hosting various electric car dealers, just different. We've got some mobility bikes, things like that are available. And so again, this is just demonstrating what's available to us as consumers and also businesses and also communities. So if there's an opportunity for you to drive some of these vehicles, and we're not selling anything, we don't get anything from, the idea is here just for education, okay? So this is a national program. There's probably about 500 events that are going on across the United States. Again, this is, I think, our 9th or 10th annual working with NERC here in Northwest Indiana. And then we have a whole host of things that we're doing throughout the state through this. So this is a national program working with many things. And if you see Drive Electric USA, this is the brand for Indiana, and so we're part of this national partnership. So moving forward, I wanted to talk to you about some of the opportunities currently. So if you are interested in electric charging stations and we haven't spoken to you, please reach out to me. I'm going to try to reach out to everybody in this room. A lot of times we're working with your staff, and sometimes maybe we're not working with the right folks in the room, but please feel free to, if you have any questions, there's never a stupid question. We promote local business, workforce development, and the idea is working with our leadership to help clean the air, right? But we do have an opportunity here locally, and working with NERC, we have some opportunities for additional electric charging stations, and we want to spend that money as quickly as possible. So again, we've reached out to many of our communities here. We've got various bundles of money that we've worked on, national grants, NERC grants, and then some of the state grants. And so there are definitely opportunities. So if you're interested, please, we're just trying to coordinate locally, working together, and that's what we're promoting. And again, not saying that you have to use us. Again, I think one of the things that we've brought, we're just trying to leverage the opportunity for us collectively as a local, the Metropolitan Planning Organization working together, and we're doing that. And I'm very proud to say, I'm very proud of all of you because we've done a great job of that, but there's still a lot of work to do and there's still opportunities. So if you are interested in level 2 charging stations, we would like to reach out to you. We'll put out some information to you just to get the right person within your community that would be interested, but that's one opportunity. And then you're going to start to see some press releases, and I'm just going to give you one press release that came out today. So we've been talking about the Lake and Porter County Zero Emission Vehicle Project that many of our communities were part of. So part of this was we applied for numerous communities in Lake and Porter to take advantage of electric trucks and electric charging infrastructure. And so we are proud to say that we've deployed several of these Ford F-150 Lightnings, and they were deployed in Lake Station. And again, there's a press release that went out, and it will be in the newspaper. But again, the goal of this project is to learn from each other. And so the things that we're also working on is first responder training. Our goal is to get training for all of our first responders that are interested in electric charging stations and that are working on implementing natural gas in this. And so we want to be that reservoir, if you will, of information and training opportunities where we are learning and training together instead of each of us trying to do our own training. So part of what we're trying to do is train the trainer programs, okay? So we're looking for volunteers from fire departments in our communities here that would be interested in leading the charge. You can use that if you want, leading the charge. That's kind of a joke. So, but leading us in opportunities for training for all of us. So we want to spread the news and have, if we need additional equipment for our firefighters, for first responding, and I'm not just talking electric, I'm talking all the alternative fuels. So, some of the things that we're seeing from Washington, I will just tell you is that, we're hearing that potentially a government shutdown, and I know maybe this isn't the platform to talk about that, but so one of the things that we've been asked is looking at opportunities to continue to implement some of the national programs and state programs, and so I think one of the things that we're doing is a lot of these grants that we're doing. Our state, some of them are supplemental environment projects, so that means maybe our industry partners had a fine, they have to implement different things. So again, we're just trying to leverage, and we want to stack as many projects and grants for you, for your community, to lessen that burden. But it's all about clean transportation. Again, we're not saying you have to go electric, we're not saying you have to go compressed natural gas, we're not saying you have to go propane. But also we've deployed, there's over 100 electric school buses in the state of Indiana. So we also host what's called the Indiana Clean School Bus Coalition. So any of your school districts within your communities, we want to help all of our schools deploy cleaner transportation. So that's propane, and that's natural gas, and that's also electric. So again, just a fact is 100 electric school buses currently we're at in the state. So I'm just trying to think what else. We do anticipate another grant opportunity that's coming up. And I will just tell you before the end of the quarter or the end of this year, we do anticipate some additional funding, about maybe $10 million. And so again, we've stacked these grants with a lot of our local communities here using some of the NERC grants, the CMAQ grants, along with, I would call, non-federal grants, and those are part of the supplemental environmental project. So I think it's very important that if you have projects that you're looking at from a transportation aspect or cleaner fuels, we've had so many great leaders, Portage, Michigan City, Hobart, and I don't want to say that because every one of your communities has done some great things, but again, there's no need to go outside of Northwest Indiana for alternative fuels because we can learn from each other. And then, also I think congratulations to all of you for the great work that you've done and the great work that we're going to do. But please, thank you for signing our contract. But also, I think again, this is an opportunity for all of us to continue to work together and move forward in Northwest Indiana. So congratulations, and then please come out. Support some of the local dealerships there. We've got some private citizens that brought their own electric vehicles. Ty, is your car going to be out there? Can we drive it?
Charging right now.
Yeah, so Ty is going to give you a demonstration of how fast his electric car is. But seriously though, it takes a village, right? And you are the village. You are our elected official and leaders here in Northwest Indiana, and we really appreciate it. And we want to challenge you. Let's do some more things, but we also need to do a better job of alerting you to all the great projects. And so I committed to Ty and to Kathy and the NERC team is that we need to highlight all the great projects that are going on in Northwest Indiana, and that's something that you'll be seeing more of from us as we come up here. So again, sorry for the long dissertation, but any questions? I don't see any hands up.
I didn't hear you say anything about clean diesel. Is that
absolutely? Clean diesel, renewable diesel, again, all the alternative fuels.
And if you have a purchase in progress, can you still apply for that even though it hasn't gone?
Every grant is different. I would just say, please talk to us. We're seeing there's opportunities like through our biodiesel group from the state, and again, every grant is a little bit different. But we also are seeing a lot of opportunities for cleaner applications. We're seeing some workforce development types of things where there's plants, facilities that are coming to Northwest Indiana and potentially are going to use renewable diesel and biodiesel. So we are getting from a few retailers, a lot of folks that are reaching out to us about those opportunities. But natural gas, renewable natural gas, propane, electric, we have done a fantastic job of diversification. And I would look at that as a business opportunity for your communities. And again, I think training too, we're going to start replacing some of the community older electric charging stations. And so, more to come on that. So,
Carl, our first obligation as elected officials is to keep people safe. And one thing that's come up over the last several years involves electric vehicles. Number one, the electric bikes. And it's a real concern throughout the state. And it has a ripple effect too. And if we can figure out collaboratively how we can address that to keep not only the kids safe, but also the adults safe and everybody around us. And I hope that we can work together to figure out, how we can do this, keeping those kids safe, because right now it is a real issue. And unfortunately, we've had some bad experiences over the last couple of years. But that's one thing that I think that, we can all work together to get that figured out for the upcoming legislative session. If there's anything that we can do, let us know.
Absolutely. I think, working with Mitch and the NERC team, I think that's something that we can bring here to have a collaborative effort on that.
Yes.
And again, the scooter issue is a big issue in Indiana, and again, many of our larger communities throughout Indiana have stopped the scooters. And so again, I think there's opportunities. Let's just say that, opportunities.
And it's only the kids, it's the adults too.
Absolutely.
When I see that happen, I just feel badly because we can do something about it.
Yes.
Thank you.
So thank you. So anyone else? Yes, sir.
I wanted to mention, if it hasn't been on the radar yet, Tesla made an announcement of their Model 2 being available, and what caught my eye was the retail price of $12,000, which probably is going to bring a large number of new electric vehicles in use.
Absolutely. So just for everybody's thought, again, we promote all of the vehicles, but one of the things that we've seen is There's been a new auto manufacturer that's coming to Warsaw, Indiana called Slate, and there's other battery manufacturers and things, and we are trying to promote those. But again, I think the tax credits expire at the end of this month.
I think this is retail price with no subsidies.
Wonderful, wonderful. So again, we have all that on the website, and if there's suggestions that you have, the information that you want for your community, just ask. I think there's more things that we can do collectively to talk about, needs. We've seen fuel efficient police vehicles that have worked very well. We've seen some deployments of electric police vehicles. And so again, we've got a lot of information on that. We are working locally here with a couple of you that are interested in some take-home policies for electric vehicles and things like that, where potentially how they could, for police officers, where they would put the charging stations, how that would be reimbursed. So there's a lot of deep dive. And again, this is fuel neutral. We're not selling anything. We're just talking about opportunities on how to educate us and make things better for our community. So congratulations.
Carl.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Okay, yes.
Will you want a testimonial?
Yes.
I work for the National Park and drive the 72 passenger bus for the Dunes Learning Center, and it runs on propane. And over the last 4 years that I've operated that, we've had no difficulty at all. It operates efficiently. It fuels differently. You just follow the guidelines on how to fuel it. But as far as performance on the highway, in out of Lake County, LaPorte County, we go all over with it. Runs fine, and I would testify that it has given very good service.
Thank you. And again, I think many of our leaders in this room can testify to programs that we work with, Gary Public Transit, everyone. I don't want to leave anybody out because everyone in all of our counties, like Porter and LaPorte County, are doing fantastic work. And again, I just say, I think there's a lot of unknowns, obviously, as we move forward. What kinds of grants, what kinds of tax incentives will be available. But I would just tell you is that we do have these opportunities present as we speak, and we want to take advantage as many of these financial opportunities for Northwest Indiana as we can. So please feel free to reach out, and if you can't get a hold of me, call Ty.
I'll wait for you back, Carl.
Yeah, no, but thank you all for your leadership, because again, I think once you see a compilation of everything that's happened through the Screen Fleet program that you've sponsored for years, it's brought millions and millions of dollars of alternative fuel applications here for Northwest Indiana, and it's helped with cleaning up the air. So I'm just very excited about what you've done to date and where we go from here. So thank you very much. Please come out and drive those cars. We've taken all your keys, so you have to go through them. Thank you.
Any other business to come to the board?
Yes. Kevin, your next meeting is on October 7th, and it's in this room. It wasn't announced, but the leadership committee will meet on October 7th also. We'll be in the other room. And normally we meet on October 14th, but there was a conflict, so it'll be at October 7th at 8:30 in the morning in the other room.
Perfect, thank you. Any announcements? Okay.
All right. The town of Cedar Lake is partnering with our Cedar Lake Chamber of Commerce. The town is supplying electricity for the 165 Christmas trees that we'll put throughout the town, and people pay $100 to have the tree. And they've sold already 62 trees, and they'll be lit up on November 22nd when we have our Gene Everly Parade of Lights. And the parade will end up down at the town hall with Santa and cookies and refreshments.
Very nice.
And Tom Schmidt, you want to say something about your development that's happening in Cherville?
What's development?
The one that next to your town hall, you're getting some businesses coming in there?
Well, yes, the town of Sherwood, we've been advertising, we do have a acre and a half of land. We've cleared off some older houses there, and it's got a whole block of land next to the town hall that we're entertaining bids on for commercial development. And that also lies in our river district, so we're looking to bring like another restaurant downtown and some condos or something on top.
I saw that on Facebook, so very cool. You needed to toot your horn.
Thanks.
All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
You do. Can I get a point of information?
Sure.
I just want to let everyone know that I took over a lot of the federal affairs for Governor Braun out in Washington, D.C. I know Mayor Spivak reached out a while back related to federal grants for a bridge into Whiting Park. So just know that being from the region, and also understand that we really need a comprehensive grant strategy, that you can always reach out directly to me related to appropriations. I was then Senator Braun's budget and appropriations staff for 6 years. So if there's something that you see out there that your community wants to go after, do not hesitate to reach out, and the governor's most likely in support of letter of support to get those funds.
If I could address the chair.
Oh, yes.
So, the last meeting we had kind of a spirited discussion about the tax situation that all taxing districts find ourselves in. I would bring to your attention that Senator Pohl's office sent out a legislative district impact report that shows the impact to all the taxing districts in District 4. And I think that if you haven't seen that, you ought to take a look at it, and we ought to disseminate that to our constituency, because it impacts a lot of taxing districts, county, schools, library, everybody is impacted, some of them significantly. Chesterton, for example, I would point out, has had major impact. So just a point of information, and I don't think we need to lose sight of this.
Absolutely, and I appreciate it. And we received it from Senator Pohl as well. So yeah, we'll be sharing it with our Portage residents as well very soon as part of the bigger. We're actually doing a presentation in October. We don't have a date. I guess I'm doing an announcement. I'm sorry. We don't have a date set yet. I guess that's why it's not quite an announcement. But we're having Dan Bowditch, our redevelopment director, he serves as our redevelopment director, doing a presentation. It's going to have a very kind of boring title, but very straight to the point title: How do taxes work in Indiana? For residents to come in, because I think that there is a lot of misconceptions people have about how taxes work in the state. And so for us to be able to explain how it works so that you can understand how these incoming changes are impacting it, I think is going to be key as we start making changes in our municipalities. So once we have a date, I can send that all out if anybody's interested, because it's not just for Portage people, but we are going to try to make sure we have enough space for everybody.
I knew you'd take the lead.
Well, thank you.
My clerk treasurer had given us a copy of how it's going to affect cities and towns and schools and trustees just for Lake County, and I shared that with a number of people at the leadership meeting on Tuesday. Wendy Miss showed me that she's going to lose over $1 million in 2028.
Okay. The Township Association meets Sunday through Wednesday, and this is going to be a large portion of our conversation, to my understanding, because it's of great concern to all the townships, from what I understand.
Thank you all. I know it's definitely a major issue impacting the state, and I'm glad to know that so many of us are on it, working with our teams. Any other?
Motion stands.
You have the motion to adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. I apologize, I didn't hear your motion at first. So I would have voted aye.